It was a very busy week of town government with 9 meetings, 4 of which took place on Tuesday night. The Winter Concert Committee was the first appointment of Tuesday night's Board of Selectmen meeting. The committee's appearance was to announce their schedule for the upcoming Winter Concert Series at Norwood High School. The first concert will kick off this weekend, January 26th at 2 p.m. Travis Farley was the second appointment of the night. He gave a detailed recap of the Recreation Department's December events and announced what events the Recreation Department has coming up, including the Father-Daughter Dance on February 7th. The big topic of the night was the discussion on changing the board's title from Board of Selectmen to Select Board. Selectman Plasko spoke on behalf of changing the name to Select Board.
And I was moved by a conversation last month I had with my 12-year-old granddaughter, Maggie. And I won't bore you with the whole discussion, but at the end of the discussion, she said said that they should allow women to be selectmen because they could get things done. Well, I explained to her that women can be on the board and that Norwood has had 4. Actually, think about that. We've only had 4, even though we've had 78 selectmen in total. This started to make me think that, you know, what selectmen does mean to young girls and to women, and that it excludes them, and they feel excluded by the use of the term.
Selectman Maloney talked about the historical side of the name Board of Selectmen.
As one who probably errs too much on the side of history and tradition, I would be probably sorry to see the term go, because encoded in the term selectmen is 400-year history of representative government on these shores, going back to the earliest villages. The term is pretty much exclusive to New England, and it was originally select vestrymen, because the original villages and townships were centered around the churches. And then as the world became more secular and it expanded, they shortened the term to selectmen. So I don't see the practical benefit of changing it. I mean, I guess I don't mind putting it out as a plebiscite. I don't, however, see the practical benefit. I don't really agree with Mr. Plasko that people are going to feel like they're excluded by it. Everybody knows a woman can be on the Board of Selectmen. The English language does have its defects and its peculiarities. That's probably why it's a killer language and everyone in the world speaks it. It just has appeals to everybody. But I admit, I mean, it's, you know, in the early days, selectmen referred to men. They were men, and now we have the sex and the species are the same term. So.
The motion to move forward to town meeting to change the name of the board was denied and tabled to a further date for more discussion. The Board of Selectmen will meet again next Tuesday, January 28th at 7 p.m. At the Cable Commission, Jack Tolman of Norwood Community Media briefed the Commission on NCM's partnership with Skating Club of Boston and the recent installation of HD broadcast equipment by Comcast. Once fully integrated, Comcast customers will be able to watch NCM content in high definition. The next Cable Commission meeting is set for April 21st. Also Tuesday night, the Library Board of Trustees met and began their meeting with the discussion of the budget. Many items were covered, including software costs, electronic format costs, and others. Following the budget, the board began the discussion on the boycott of Macmillan Publishers, a popular ebook publisher. The board talked about how it would affect the patrons and eventually brought it to a vote.
I make a motion to boycott.
Second.
All in favor? And we have a split board.
Motions fail on a tie vote under Robert's rules.
This does not mean we cannot revisit.
Possibly at every board meeting.
Yes, so make sure that it goes into old business.
I definitely want, we will keep it on old business. Like Ms. Cummings, I am interested to hear what comes out of ALA. And I think that will have a richness of information that could very potentially change the outcome of the vote in the future.
The final meeting of Tuesday night was a quick 6-minute ZBA meeting to discuss the project at 142 Rock Street. In January 2018, ZBA passed a motion for construction to begin on the property. Since then, in March 2018, the property was sold. The applicant is looking for an extension on the variance that is expiring this week. The applicant plans to build a colonial house on the lot. The board unanimously passed an extension until July 21st of this year. Wednesday, the Airport Commission met and began their meeting with a project update from Du Bois & King. Following the update, Airport Manager Russ McGuire presented his manager's report. Then the Commission covered a number of correspondence. The meeting ended with an executive session. The next Airport Commission meeting will be in February. Wednesday night, the school committee met in their usual place at the Savage Center. Joe Kidd, Paul Riccardi, and Al Bishop presented their capital outlay project requests to the committee. These included a Wi-Fi access point refresh, installation of a new outdoor track, and football field with the possibility of lights and new transportation vans. Dr. Wyeth, along with Dr. Frasick, gave an update on the Renaissance program and Freckle program and shared some testimonials on the positive results. The committee also approved the annual 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C. The committee's next meeting will be February 5th. The Preservation Committee was one of the many meetings Wednesday night. Patty Fanning from the Old Parish Preservation Volunteers kicked off the meeting, giving a presentation on a project proposal to preserve and enhance the Old Parish Cemetery. Assistant Town Planner Pat Duchesne also spoke to the long-term agenda and the committee's desire to be proactive in their scheduling process. The CPC's next meeting will be February 12th. Thursday afternoon, the Historical Commission held their monthly meeting. Topics that were covered were a discussion of the Morse House in South Norwood and what to do with it moving forward. Also, the Commission discussed purchasing signage for the historical sites in town. They want signs that are cost-effective but also still look nice. The next Historical Commission meeting will be in February. Also on Thursday, the Finance Commission met and began their meeting with an update on the trend analysis from Chairwoman Haley. Later in the meeting, the Commission discussed the budget review calendar for the upcoming months. The school department hearing will be scheduled for February 13th, while the town departments will be scheduled for March 2nd. The next meeting for the Finance Commission will be in the upcoming weeks. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.